Okay, so I was originally planning on doing this more of like a step-by-step full tutorial, but kind of had some camera issues, which I wasn't able to do the full showing of how I installed the wiring. But I figured before I put everything back together, I'll show you guys how I wired everything. So hopefully I can put in the clip of the footage of me tapping into the BDC module right here. All right, so when you get down to here, the fuse box is on by this clip up here. So it gets kind of tricky, but we need to access a plug back here. So you have just enough room to wiggle it out and move this out of the way so you can move it like this. So this is the plug we need right here. So we're gonna go ahead and take this plug out. Okay, so we're gonna get the orange wires here, these right here, and we have to connect it to the can low one is going to be pin number 51. So this one right here so we got to find pin number 51. So 51 is going to be, so 54, so this gray one ends in, let me see if they're, yeah. So the first one and the black one is 1 all the way to 30 something. So it's going to be on the gray plug. So 51, it ends in 54, 53, 52. 51 is going to be the black color one. 54, 53, 52, 51 is black. Okay, so you want to get like a paper clip, and you want to remove it by hitting, you have to click the little, this little black thing right here, the little clip right here, hold it down and lift up. And lift it up right here. And it comes out. So 51 is going to be the can low. So this one, the can low, we're going to insert where we remove this one. So that's in place now. And then on this one, so the can low is the red and black. Or orange and black, sorry, orange and black. So the one that we remove, take this part, we're gonna put this, so if this goes like this, it's gonna be on this first one right here. So remember, the orange and black is the one we just took out, so that one's gonna go in here, and that's in place. The next one we gotta remove is pin number 52, so it's gonna be a little bit easier now, because we know that it's right next to the one we just removed, which is this gray plug. You want to make sure when you're pulling it up, you're pulling down the locking window, on the locking little window, that you're lifting down the pad. And then over here too. So that way you don't damage the connector. So it comes out nice and easy like this. So this one's gonna go into the other connector, like so. And you can lock in place. There, locked in place. And you can connect this here. And then this one's gonna go to the one we removed right next to it. And you can put these back into the connector. This will only go back one way. So you can't put it, so this has to go this way. It would only slide in place one way, you can't put it backwards. And then you get the connector back. There's a little locking tab here, make sure. You put this back in here. So that, I got the fuse panel dropped down from right here, so you can have access to that plug right over here. That one right there is black one with the white lever. And then, so this is the unit right here. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to put it, once I organize all the wiring, fold it up and put it to the side. Wow, it's really tight. Maybe it can, oh yeah, it might be able to fit right here. I don't know what this thing is, but yeah, I can probably fit it like this. There's a rubber here. Put something there. It comes with some double-sided tape, and you gotta make sure this thing aims towards, this little antenna here should aim towards the rear. I don't think there's any much room anywhere else around here to put that. That might be the best spot right here. Have all the wiring tucked towards the back. All right, so far as the antennas, I'm routing all the wiring underneath this panel here. Can't even see, I tucked it like way down there. All the wiring's gonna be tucked down here. There's other wiring right here for my rear camera that I added. So I have it tucked underneath the panels here, underneath this, tucked underneath there. And then I have it tucked underneath this part right here. Can't even see it. I probably see a little corner right there, but you can always tuck it back in. There you go. Then I have the wiring tucked underneath here, and then I put the antenna right there. So good spot, so it's you're up, so when you get near it, I don't know where else it says to put it, like up here somewhere, but I figured that was a good spot, so you're pretty close to it when you walk up to it. And then far as the front, so I ran the wiring all the way up through here, and then I put the antenna, I just put this down, I put the antenna right there. I don't know if you can see because of the sun. I put it right there. Let's see if I get a flashlight, since the sun's aiming right at it. Let's see if I can aim at the same time. There it is. You see right there with a little writing? And then you can just, well, you do it carefully, but you can just, there you go. There. Like nothing was ever there. And then for the rear, I did the same thing. I'm sorry, not the rear. For the driver's side, I also put it up here. Same spot, right behind this pillar here. Ran the wiring. Can't even see the wiring where I put it. Put the wiring underneath the gasket here, behind this thing. And then, see, it's like, you can kind of, I'm still gonna zip tie it to the, I'm gonna zip tie it to this wiring. Then I have the the front camera wire here, and then the wiring goes down here, behind this carpet here, way out of the way. And you can, I can't even show you guys, you can't even see it, but I fished the wire. Oh, here it is. I fished the wire behind the panel here, and it's like, what I did is I got a wire hanger, and I just went through it, taped it, and then pulled it back out. So you can't even see the wiring, it's not gonna dangle. See, I pushed it all the way down, now I can't even reach for it anymore. I kind of, it's not gonna come back up. It's all the way in the bottom. So while I did that, I also routed the front camera wire all the way to the other side. So now that that's there, so this is the wiring here. So I'm just gonna clean it up a bit, fold up the excess wiring and zip tie it so it's smaller, then just push it all back there nice and clean. I still gotta route the front camera wire all the way to the MMI unit, but I won't film that right here on this video. So the next video I'm going to put everything back together and then show you a little review of how everything works, what I do like about it, what I don't like about it. I just kind of want to give you guys how I wired everything up, especially how I put the antennas, how I hid the wiring, because I couldn't find any videos online about how to like stealthily hide the wires or how to route it. So I kind of drove around like this, the wires just near here for the last week. Everything's been working fine, so now I just wanted to permanently install everything in its spot. Alright, so I'm going to review the BMW i3 Comfort Access Kit. My car did not come stock with the door handle comfort access where you can see the little ridges and you press it, it unlocks and locks. One of the features I did want on this car, I didn't care about the other features, but I did buy the Aftermarket one. It works good. I've been using it about a month and a half. I haven't had any issues where it wouldn't lock or unlock. There's a few things I don't like about it. I'll go over those in this video. The install was pretty easy. It needs to be installed tapped into the fan module. It was all plug and play. Didn't have to, cut any wires or anything. I had to install 3 antennas, which I installed here, and I hid the wiring alongside the window, the seal here. So you can't even see where I put the wiring, and I did the same on the passenger side. And then the rear trunk as well. The area back here, I had the antenna hidden behind the bumper here. It was pretty easy, about maybe 2 hours to install. Now it works good. The only thing few things I don't like about it, and I'll go over in this video. So the first one is the original sound when you lock the car is like this. That tone. Now when you lock it with the comfort access, so you walk away from the vehicle, it makes the horn go off. And I didn't like that. It's pretty loud. But there is a way to turn it on, and I'll show you. So in order to turn it off, you have to have both doors open. And another thing that was really tricky is, in order to program it so it doesn't have the horn, you have to make sure, because right now on the control is for the front trunk. Now in order to program it, you need to be able to change this so that it opens up the trunk. Now it didn't have a stock setting on it, so I had to use Pro Tools to program it so that this button could be the trunk. Now in order to turn off that feature, it takes a couple of tries to make sure both doors are open, and then you need to hit the trunk button, the lock button, and then the trunk button again. Now you'll see it flash 2 times if it activates, so I gotta do it again. Don't worry if the trunk in the back opens. Sometimes it takes a couple of tries to do it. Okay, see how it just flashed twice? So now we can go test it out. Make sure you close the trunk, because I heard it open. And now it won't make the sound when it locks. You'll see it flash, and then you'll see the side mirrors go up. There you go. So although I would prefer it to have the tone, the original tone, it doesn't do it, which unfortunately I would rather, because sometimes I like to know when I'm walking away that it locked. So most of the time I have to look back to see if I see the flashing or if I see the side mirrors go up. Not the biggest deal. I just wish they could change that. I will say though, if you arm it the normal way, like with the remote, let me see, I can do it. So I just armed it with the remote, pressing the button, and you walk away. It'll still do the mirrors going up and everything, I believe. Yeah, see? But it's already armed, so it didn't flash. But if you walk back to it and let the comfort access work, it will make the sound. And another thing I notice is sometimes I don't know if it's normal or there's a setting, but let's say it locks. Let me go up to it real quick. You notice that the door unlocks a couple times. You hear it do it twice. I'm not sure why it wants to unlock it twice instead of once, because sometimes you'll see like the lock thing go up and down. Another cool thing about this is you can program a couple of features. Let me roll down the window. Because alongside of the side mirror folding up, you can also, it also raises the window. So if you have it down and you walk away from it, it rolls it back up, which I like. Let's see, I'm gonna try to get away from it right here. You go up to the back. You can unlock, it unlocks from the back. It unlocks all the doors. So you can go through any side and lock it, even the passenger side. Like I said, I've been using this over 2 months now. I haven't had any issues with it. I haven't gone to a situation where I had to manually do it. Unlocks. The other feature I had to turn off was, there was a feature where it thinks you leave your key inside, or it thinks that the door's open, and it would constantly like give some kind of warning. I had to turn that off because a lot of times I'm doing stuff in the back of my trunk here. I'll have some stuff here and I'm walking away and doing something, and it kept giving me a warning that I left the door open, which is kind of cool. But for me personally, I'm always doing something where I have like some tools here, doing something on the computer, and I'm walking away, coming back. And so I had to turn that feature off. There's other features like I haven't used it yet, where I don't know if it applies to this model, where like automatic, if it's raining, it makes like the windshield wipers go off, or it closes the sunroof. I don't have the sunroof model, so that doesn't apply to me. I just kept it simple and basic. I just wanted it to unlock and lock when I walk up to it. Overall, the install wasn't too bad. I'm really happy with it. I haven't had any issues with it. Trying to think what other things I've run into with this. Not much. I mean, it's a pretty basic kit. It works good. It was about $200. Easy install. I'm glad I didn't have to cut any wires or spice anything to it. And it's been working really good. I like the way it works. Sometimes I think it's better than having it have to press the buttons, because sometimes if I'm carrying a lot of stuff, I can just open it up, or the rear trunk. And then yep, this is my little i3 budget i3 that I got really cheap. Already done a couple mods to it. I know I haven't posted videos in a long time, but hopefully I can get back to uploading some stuff and things I do to this car. As you can see, I added some seat covers. I'll do another video on it. And thanks again for watching. If you've been subscribed for a while, appreciate you standing by while I upload some more videos. Comment below. Thanks for watching.